Hi, I'm Diana Todorut and I talk about happiness. Today I want to begin with two questions. What influences happiness and how much of the happiness lies in your hands? I know we can talk for days about it, but I'll keep it short. Searching on the internet about happiness, I stumbled on a study concluding that 50% of happiness is influenced by genes, 10 by happenings, and 40 by thoughts. So, genes, 50%, it's huge. Half of your happiness is influenced by genes. If this is true, well, happily, many genes are dormant and may be expressed only in certain conditions and to various degrees, and this depends on factors like environment, living conditions, and behavior. And we people can influence these factors and how we perceive them by changing our thinking and mindset. So you see, in the end, 50% gene influence on happiness becomes much less. Then other happenings, 10%. You know, you can't control everything that happens in life. However, you can control what you think, feel, and react. Our minds evaluate the good or bad in a situation by looking through the lens through which we perceive the reality based on what we've learned, our habits, concepts, constraints, and rules. And we decide, based on the results of this evaluation, to be or not to be happy. In itself, nothing is good or bad. It simply is, or it happened. And each situation, no matter how hard or complicated, holds the potential of learning, growth, and development. And is this good or bad? And coming back to the 40% of thought influence, we can close the circle. The thoughts mold, in fact, our perception of reality into good or bad, into happy or unhappy. Ultimately, we are not victims of genes or happenings, at least when it comes to happiness, but merely of thinking and mindset. And changing the mindset is the pathway to inner happiness and contentment. So you see, happiness is pretty much in your hands. You control your thinking, you control your happiness. So, how to make a small change for more happiness into your life? What about choosing how you perceive the world by moving from seeing only the empty half of the glass to seeing the full one? Look around you. Observe what is already good and positive in your life. What gives you energy? What inspires you? Think of something you learned these days that can help you create positive changes in your life. How do you feel about this? What did you discover? What has changed? Put your reflections down on paper and see what you get. So, happy or upset? It's up to you to decide. Thank you for watching and see you soon.